The Joe Rogan Experience.
So what I see in the Amazon is traces of a lost science, a scientific mindset.
What's the conventional explanation for these things?
There is no conventional explanation because really it's only begun to be studied. I'll say you first noticed them on an overflight more than 20 years ago, but it's only relatively recently. See the smoke in the background there? That's the Amazon burning. That's settlers clearing the Amazon to create more farms. But in the foreground, we have this enormous geometrical event, which is a huge oval surrounding a square. Really, on the old view of the Amazon, shouldn't exist. They involve enormous expenditure of effort creating these earthworks.
Do you think this was the base of a structure? Like, what is the speculation?
No, I don't think so. I've talked to indigenous people there who still respect and revere them. And they say that they were for shamanic journeying, that the population would gather within them, that there would be certain areas that might be reserved for the shamans. For example, the square on the left, those two cut-out areas, top left and right of that square, it suggested that shamans were in there and the rest of the population were in the other area, and they were undertaking visionary journeys, perhaps using ayahuasca.
This is their folklore, or this is their story?
Yes, this is the story of indigenous
so that's
indigenous
what they
people.
say,
I talked to an Apurina elder, and he said, we don't know exactly why these places were made. They were made so long ago, but we respect them, we revere them, and we think that they were used by shamans in the distant past.
So they were aware of them before the clearing and everything?
Yeah, they were aware of them before the clearing, and
Did
they revered
them?
them. Yes, they used them, and they still have community gatherings. We can spot these things. Very small teams can go in and do a bit of excavation there and figure out what was going on. I think the story is going to go back further and further into the past.
Is there any evidence of wood structures? Like, did they make buildings out of wood back then?
Not that I'm aware of.
When did people start using wood as a structure?
I think you can trace wood back as a structure hundreds of thousands of years.
So how do we know that there weren't wood structures?
There may well have been.
Over these.
There may well have been, which
Right.
have just rotted away
Right.
and gone. There may well have been wooden structures there.
Because it kind of looks like foundations.
It does look like foundations, and it's just a very weird thing. But I think the main point is
Someone made it.
Someone made it,
Yeah.
and it involved a very large amount of organized labor.
So this is 11,000, how old?
12,000.
12,000 plus?
Yeah, 12,000 plus years old.
It's interesting because if you see the paintings that they found in that cave in France, those are 30 plus thousand years old.
Oh yeah,
right?
there's paintings in France. If you go to Chauvet,
Yeah.
you're looking 36,000 years old. There,
Well,
it's
they
interesting.
were better artists.
They were.
They were.
I have to confess,
They were quite a bit better.
This art is very good. If you go, Jamie, if you go to the NPR, the painting of a bull, one step left from where you are, that one. This is very interesting.
Why do they think that represents the constellation?
Because of the 6 little dots, which are not, I think, on the head. I think they're somewhere behind, not in this picture, which is often how the Pleiades are seen. They're seen. Actually, there are 7 Pleiades, but often to the naked eye you see 6. And the positioning of the Pleiades in relation to the constellation of Taurus
Is that it right there?
is the basis for that argument. It could be.